What to do when you are scared about not having enough clients or enough money coming in. I think every small business owner can relate to that fear that we all get, that pit in our stomach when we don't know where our next client is coming from, or we know we're not making the money that we need to make, and it can really paralyze you, and it can actually do a huge disservice to your business. When you feel scared and scarcity and paralyzed, you're not going to show up for your business with the enthusiasm and energy and excitement that your business needs in order to fix the problem, right? You're not going to be able to talk to clients with the level of energy and enthusiasm that they're going to need from you in order to want to hire you. So we need strategies to get rid of this fear. So today I want to share with you all of the different strategies that I have built over the years for myself that have completely eliminated this fear. And I shouldn't say that. It's not that this fear doesn't come up for me. It's that whenever it comes up, I know that doing these strategies and thinking about these things in a certain way always makes me feel better. So I hope this will help you too. So first, really quickly, I want to talk about why we feel fear for anything. Usually fear is rooted in the unknown. We actually don't have all the information, and so we are scared of the things that we don't know. And when it comes to money, a lot of times small business owners don't want to look, right? They don't want to actually know the numbers. And what happens when you don't actually know your financial situation and what is actually in the bank and what you actually owe and what you actually need and how much your taxes are actually going to be, all of these different things, when you don't know all of those things and then you get scared, you tend to just come to conclusions that are usually much worse than your actual situation is. So the first thing is just to realize that whenever you feel fear, what information am I missing that is feeding this fear? And what information am I missing that I'm filling in with my own assumptions when really I just need to go find this information out so that I actually have the facts in front of me. So that's the first thing. The second thing I think that really feeds into small business money anxiety and fear is that most small businesses, most small creative agencies operate or think about their cash on a monthly basis. Now this is understandable, right? We pay our credit cards every month, we pay our rent or our mortgage every month, we have monthly expenses. And so it's easier to think about, I need to make this much money every month. The problem is every business goes through cycles. Business is cyclical. You are just going to close and make more money some months than you are others. And because of this discrepancy, we think about things on a monthly basis and we really need to be bringing in a certain amount every single month to feel okay. But business is naturally cyclical and there are definitely seasons and months where you're going to bring in more than others. This discrepancy creates an environment of fear because whenever we're in a low cycle, we just feel scared as if it's not going to go back up. So that's the second thing that is really a big mindset shift that has really changed my outlook on my business. You don't need to make a specific amount of money every month. You need to make a specific amount of money over the course of a year. And this is how much bigger businesses think about their cash flow in their business. They are aware of the cyclicalness of business, and so they plan their business over the course of a year. And when you think about your business in an annual way, when you think about your revenue that you need in an annual way, it allows you to stop reacting to what's happening day to day and week to week and month to month. And instead, just be clear, as long as I make X amount of dollars over the course of the year, I'm good. And I don't necessarily need to be bringing all of that in an exactly steady flow every single month. And this will already free up your anxiety when you switch to an annual thinking and you understand how it works. Which brings me to my third point, which is that you need to know your numbers and you need to know your numbers in an annual way. Now, the way that I usually teach small business owners to do this is I actually work backwards from what you need. So the way that I help people price their services is by starting with how much money does your whole business and life and everything need in revenue so that your personal expenses are covered, your business expenses are covered, and your taxes are covered. Do you know what that number is? Once you figure out that number, you can work backwards using the services that you offer to figure out exactly how much you need to charge in order to make that amount of money in a specific amount of time. I call this your price to freedom. I have a different video where I explain that whole thing. You should definitely go check that out. But In short, if you know the price you need to charge and you know how many clients you need over the course of a year, you can stop feeling like you need to close these clients right this minute, because you know, hey, based on my price to freedom and my plan for my business, I actually only need 10 clients over the course of the year. So if I don't close a client this month, that is okay, because I'm going to spend that time doing other business building activities that are going to help me in the future get more and better clients, which is actually, I also have a great video about that. The idea why we have such a hard time working on our business instead of in our business. But anyway, knowing your numbers is so important. And when you understand exactly how much money you need to come in from a cash flow perspective every month and every year, you're going to be able to see that from day to day, not closing this client today versus next week is not as big a deal. And this goes hand in hand with my last point, which is that knowing how much access you have to additional capital and putting steps in place to get access to more capital or credit or free or cheap credit is one of the most valuable assets you can have in your business if you're responsible about it. I will do a different video of all about that, because that is a really important point that I know most people are super scared about when I say it. But my point is that when you know how much money you need to make over the course of a year, it's okay if your cash flow goes like this, only if you either have a cushion of cash in the bank or you have access to credit. Credit is used by every small business, medium, large business owner in order to facilitate the cycles of business. It's okay if you use credit one month and pay it off next month, as long as you know that you're bringing in enough revenue over the course of a year in order to pay for your life and not pay interest also. And as long as I know that I have enough of a buffer with my cash in the bank or with my access to credit, usually cheap or completely free credit, by the way, as long as I know that I have that, I know that I have breathing room. I know all my bills are going to get paid. I'm okay. My family's okay. My business is okay. And now I can get back to doing what I really need to be doing, which is not stressing about money. That doesn't help anybody, but actually taking the steps and taking the actions that my business needs me to take in order to get those better clients in the future, in order to attract the best clients with the higher paying projects that are profitable, that allow me to build this business into the business that I want. Whenever I feel stressed about money, I go to my numbers and I think about my annual plan and I look at my access to credit and I do a few calculations and then I go, oh wow, I am actually totally fine and I could not get another client for months and be okay. It's not that I'm not going to, it's just that I actually have breathing room. So now I can invest this time into my business instead of just sitting here doing nothing, freaking out about it. So these are some of the core fundamental business strategies and ways of thinking that I have been teaching small business owners for years and that I currently do in deep dive mode in the No BS Agency Mastery Program. It's not about numbers and money specifically, but we talk about numbers and money all the time because it is a core piece of what makes a business profitable, and knowing your numbers and being able to charge a profitable amount is key to having a business full of freedom and flexibility. And that's what we're all about in No BS Agency Mastery. In this program, I teach small creative agencies how to build a more profitable business full of freedom and flexibility and ease without necessarily having to hire employees or build this huge company. I teach you how to do it even if you're just one person. Thanks for watching.